Good day, everyone. Today, I stand before you to speak about the truth that many of us already know, yet too often choose to ignore. The crisis that our beloved Philippines is facing right now. It is a crisis not of chance, but of choice. A crisis that has grown from years of corruption, neglect, and injustice. And today, I ask you this question: how much longer will we stay silent? Every year the rain comes, the streets floods, homes are destroyed, families are displaced. We see the same scenes on the news. We feel the same pain, and yet nothing changes. The government pours billions into flood control projects, but where do these funds truly go? Reports reveal incomplete, substandard, and even ghost projects, structures that exist only on paper while people suffer in real life. These floods are not just caused by nature, they are caused by corruption. And corruption, my friends, is the deadliest storm of all. How can we call this progress when communities are drowning not just in water, but in broken promises? But floods are not the only thing drowning our people, so is silence. Journalists, activists, and human rights defenders who dare to speak out are being silenced, some through threats, others through fear, and some through force. Freedom of speech, a right that defines democracy, is now under siege. When truth becomes dangerous, when honesty becomes a crime, what happens to a nation's soul? A country that cannot protect those who speak the truth cannot protect anyone at all. And yet, we remain quiet. We scroll, we move on, we forget. But silence in the face of injustice is also a choice, and it is the wrong one. When corruption is ignored and lies are rewarded, people lose faith. They stop believing that the government serves them. They stop believing that justice is possible. And when trust dies, democracy begins to die too. Because democracy is not just about election, it is about accountability, transparency, and truth. Meanwhile, poverty continues to grow. Prices rise, wages stay low, and families work day and night only to survive. How can people focus on their dreams when they are fighting just to live? The Filipino spirit is strong, but no spirit can thrive forever in a system that keeps breaking it. To those who say this is just how things are, well, I say no. This is not how things have to be. We deserve better. We deserve leaders who serve, not steal. We deserve projects that are built for the people, not for profit. We deserve freedom that empowers, not silence that suffocates. The future of our nation should not be dictated by corruption, but by compassion, not by greed, but by integrity, not by power, but by purpose. Changes will not come from one person, one speech, or one election. It will come when all of us, as citizens, decide that enough is enough. We must demand transparency, that every government project, every budget, every transaction be open for public viewing. We must push for accountability, that those who steal from the people's money face real consequences. We must protect human rights so that no journalist, teacher, students, or activists will ever have to fear for simply telling the truth. We must support education and environmental protection so that the next generation inherits not just a country, but a future worth living for. And most of all, we must vote wisely, speak boldly, and act bravely. Because democracy is not a spectator sport, it is a responsibility. The crisis we face today is not the end of our story. It is a turning point. Every great change in history began with an ordinary people decided that silence was no longer an option. We can be the generation, the one that chooses courage over fear, unity over division, truth over convenience. Let us not wait for another tragedy to awaken us. The crisis we face today is not the end of our story. It is a turning point. Every great change in history began when ordinary people decided that silence was no longer an option. We can be that generation, the one that chooses courage over fear, unity over division, truth over convenience. Let us not wait for another tragedy to awaken us. Let us not wait for another scandal to remind us what is wrong. This time to act is not tomorrow, it is today. The Philippines is a nation of fighters, of dreamers, of survivors. But survival alone is not enough. We must strive to live with dignity, justice, and hope. The storms may be strong, the challenges heavy, but the Filipino heart has always been stronger. Together, we can rise above corruption, we can rebuild trust, and we can reclaim our freedom. So let us stand tall, let us speak truth, let us fight, not with hate, but with hope. Because the Philippines we dream of is not gone. It is simply waiting for us to wake up. By the way, my name is Maria Ella Yvonne Diabapo. Thank you, and may our voices never be silenced again.